Hey guys, welcome back to the October Horror Show. Today we're going to be reviewing John Carpenter's The Thing. So The Thing is about a group of researchers that are out in Antarctica just doing their thing, and then a dog comes up with a helicopter chasing it, and then they take in the dog and this helicopter of people trying to kill this dog, and they're like, what's going on? And things unfold from there. But so what did you guys think about this movie?
Oh boy. It does all the things I love.
The Thing.
All the thing I love. And it plays in all the areas I like things to play in, which include unrealistic alien stuff, practical effects, mind games, all sorts. Just the way the practical effects they used in The Thing, I don't think I've seen anything else that has really blown me away practical effect wise, as close to The Thing. Like Star Wars and other sci-fi movies that use a lot of practical effects. Sure, they're beautiful and there are these aliens that are interacting with this world, but The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing, is this creature morphing and changing and moving and growing before your eyes. That's gruesome and nasty, and it does all those things so well. It is gruesome, it's nasty, it's growing, it's changing all the time.
So you're basically describing my thing, is essentially what's going on.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a piece of art just on practical cinematics alone.
Definitely.
I don't want to hog all the space, so I'm gonna pass it off to your guys.
Do you want to just go in order, I guess? I honestly like this. I've seen, bits and pieces of the movie. I don't think I'd actually seen the movie all the way through. At least I don't remember it all, so it had been a long time. Watching it recently, I've always loved John Carpenter's work, and this does not shy away from being extremely good, because it is. It's very good. John Carpenter did a great job directing this movie. I would say I liked the mystery of the movie. I liked, who is infected in some way, infected, who, just that whole mystery, and it's turning them against each other, and I loved that whole aspect, and the practical effects were great, and just overall, I absolutely loved this movie. I don't have a lot to say about it though, because I don't think it was that eventful of a movie. It tells its story and it's done. It's really, and it ends on a pretty good little cliffhanger that leaves you thinking a bit. And so I don't think it's a very eventful movie or anything, because I don't really have a lot to talk about, but I will say everything within this movie I absolutely loved. I think it's a great movie, and I'm not even a huge fan of I'm not a huge monster movie fan, but I liked this one a lot. I think it was really good. What did you think of it?
As far as monster movies go in general, this is definitely one of my favorites, if not my actual favorite of actual monster movies. Practical effects were amazing. The acting was incredible. The mystery was just fantastic. The fact that they're all tied to the couch, and then you had he was doing the whole blood thing, and then all that, and you would expect what's his name? Child? Isn't that what his name was?
Child.
I don't remember.
It was okay. It was one of the guys, and he was just talking to him and shit talking the dude the entire time.
Oh yeah, and glaring at him.
Kurt Russell's character the entire time, just glaring at him.
Yeah.
And I was I'm expecting this dude 100%, and all of a sudden it's the dude in the vest, and he just goes crazy, and I'm just what? And so it's we still don't know who's who and everything like that. And at first you actually thought that when Kurt Russell was trying to get through the door and he had the dynamite and shit, I actually thought that was actually the alien trying to tell them that if they come any closer, I'll blow us up.
Oh,
But then when it kind of went into it, I was he's legit. He doesn't even know.
Yeah.
So I'm who's got the the infected thing, and of course the cliffhanger at the very end where they're both kind of laying there in the snow, and they're just kind of talking what happens now, and he's I guess we'll see. And it's like
It's kind
one
of
of them
ending-
could still be infected.
One of them is still, yeah.
And then it just kind of ends, and it's like, what? And it's just, I absolutely loved it. It was very fun, and it was very dramatic, and it left me on edge. And it was a very, very good practical effects, acting, everything. It hit on all levels of, I don't know, just greatness in a horror movie in general for me.
Yeah, for sure.
It had enough gore, had enough violence, it had enough mystery, it had everything for me. All the aspects that I love. What did you think about the movie?
So this is my favorite horror movie, hands down, ever. If not my favorite movie. Like, I love this movie so much. The plot is just so intriguing to me. The survival plot. I love movies that have a good survival plot, and this has a great survival plot. The mystery of who is it. I have seen this movie so many times, honestly. I don't know how many times I've seen this movie. It's great. I love it. And just each time I watch it, I'm still super into it, even though I know who's infected and everything. This last time, with us rewatching it for this, there were a couple moments where I forgot. I was just like, who is it at this point? Like when they're all tied up. Like I generally didn't remember. I was like, who is it? And then it happens and whatnot. But yeah, great practical effects. Definitely super gross practical effects. Like, good job with that.
Yeah.
Just super good. Kurt Russell, I thought was great. The just that mystery, I just was all about that.
Well, yeah, it's like a bit like unsettling too, like especially when you see like just the dog's head open up, like it's unsettling and it kind of makes you on edge. Yeah, but
What was that?
Oh, just that part. I love a monster movie. I love a really good monster movie. The Thing is a very good monster movie. Like, my father and I own every single Godzilla movie ever created besides one. Like, we're missing one of the actual suit, old Japanese. Like, there's over 20 movies there. Like Gamera. I could list more monsters, but for time's sake. And so just the scene of
yeah, it's a little unsettling for sure.
I just, the fact that it's all practical effects is just so great to me. Even because of how much I love this movie, I even love the prequel, even though they used CGI with the prequel, which honestly pisses me off because they actually filmed the movie with practical effects and then did some test screenings, and people were like, oh, it's 2010, we gotta change stuff up. And so then the studio's like, okay, and they used the same footage and overlaid CGI on top of the practical effects.
Ridiculous.
Pisses me off so fucking much. Because towards the end in the prequel, you see the monster in his more so actual form. He looked weird. It was honestly the lower part of that movie just because of how weird he looked. The practical effect, looks completely different. And it looks cool. And then they changed it with CGI.
And the thing about practical effect, especially in this movie, is the fact that it not only does it look cool and that it looks gross, but it looks real. And that's the fact that not a lot of movies, especially these days, is they don't use a lot of practical effect. Like if you look at the new Justice League trailers and all of that
laziness,
stuff, it's legitimately Cyclops is 100% CGI. Like it's like what's going on. But yeah, go ahead.
If anything, as far as a lesser practical effect part is immediately after the one guy, when they're tied up, turns into the monster. When he grabs the guy with the glasses and because his face opens up and then he bites him.
oh, and
It's totally a dummy. And you hear the screams and it's just overlaid, and it's definitely the cheesiest point in the movie, I think. And it looks kind of funny because you could tell it's some guy he's got some props on him and he's holding this dummy and he's just shaking the dummy around.
I'm gonna guess your score here. Okay, I've chimed in with the divines, and they've given me a number, and I'm connecting with you mentally.
Okay.
I'm gonna say you're probably gonna give it a 10 out of 10.
Absolutely, hands down. You can't make a better movie than this one. It's just so good. As far as my favorite part, in as for practical effects, when the one guy's not feeling good and then the doctor goes to help him and he's doing that.
Yeah.
And he sticks, and then his chest opens up and he just goes
through,
Every time I see that in the movie, I'm like, damn. This movie is the definition of fanboy for me. I love this movie. This is a requirement for anyone to see for me. I love it.
Of course. For me, I'm also going to give it a 10 out of 10. For me, it is incredibly difficult to find anything bad with this movie, just because it has its charm and funny, like where they crack jokes sometimes, like in a couple parts, because there are a couple guys hanging around in Antarctica, And
just like a couple guy things.
Yeah, just guy things. Yeah, and
Antarctica is for the boys.
That is one thing with when they crack jokes. It feels real.
Yeah, it does.
It's not
just
bad
like
acting.
stupid,
It's
cheesy
good
acting.
acting.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very good acting, practical effects, how gruesome and scary the monster actually is, the mystery behind who's got it and who doesn't. For this being the first time seeing it, even, I am going to give it a 10 out of 10, like I said before, because of the fact that it is mysterious and you just don't know who's going to be it or not. And it's like the dog coming in and everything. I'm just like, I think it's like they're chasing after the dog and trying to shoot it. I would imagine that he has like the disease or something, and that's why they're like, "Oh shit, what are you doing?" Like,
He
don't
was
take the dog in.
He was the thing.
Yeah, basically. And he.
Oh really?
He can't. They put him in the kennel, and then he started, eating dogs and stuff, and like trying to shape shift and doing all this crazy shit, and then like
That
he
dog
like
scene
grows.
was probably one of the more uncomfortable scenes for me.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
It's so gross. Like,
Other than that, though, yeah, literally, like the acting, the special effects, everything in it. I can't think of anything that's wrong with it. But yeah,
I can't think of much wrong with it either. It's not my favorite John Carpenter movie, but it is a 10 out of 10 for me, I think, as well. 3 10s. It's I think it's so good. I love the mystery. The acting was great. Kurt Russell was great, and it just intrigued you all the way through. And like I said, this was probably my first time seeing it all the way through. So I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. It's not my favorite John Carpenter movie, but
Right.
anyway, 10 out of 10 for me.
So, I like to play a little bit of devil's advocate and really point out specific things that I think could have been done better, in my opinion. The practical effects were, of course, amazing. But, right, just one of the biggest thing for me that really got me was the blood scene, because they did that to be cool and think smart. But immediately when blood was first brought up to use in between experiments, and then all the fresh blood was gone, I was like, well, wouldn't that still work with other people's fresh blood? Like, if they took everybody's blood sample, right, and used one person as the base, and then took a little bit of blood and mixed it all with that one person as the base, either the clean blood would get infected, or, like, it just seemed like they could have done that real fast.
I think as far as that goes, they weren't sure what they were dealing with, so they weren't sure if they're all exposed. So they were just they knew that was clean.
But I'm gonna give it an 8. It is a movie I really like. I really love monster movies, but I don't think there's really been a movie ever that I can think of that has really secured my most amazing thing. Could watch multiple times in a row. So I'm definitely going to give it my 8. And I think with that, we're going to end that review there. Thank you for watching week 3 of the October Horror Show. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Leave a comment about your thoughts. And we'll see you next week for week 4.